Welcome back to another session of Tales from the Table. This time, again, we're going deep, deep into the archives, and I am going to tell you about a special case of phantom hip pain that I helped heal in 2018. So at this time, I was actually working down at CrossFit downtown Miami. I was doing independent work. I wasn't working for them, but the owner of the gym saw value in what I did. And he said, "Hey, come on down, pay me a little bit of a percentage, and you can work out of here, no problem." And I really enjoyed working down there. Fantastic people. It's beside the point. So this gentleman comes in and he tells me every time I squat, I am getting a major, major pinch in my hip. Because I don't know if it's a hip flexor. I've been working on it. Nothing seems to be working. Nothing this guy can do is helping his condition. He's went and seen plenty of other physical therapists. He's went and seen plenty of other soft tissue specialists. And his last ditch is coming to see me. So, like everybody that I work with, I do not have any preconceived notions at all about where the pain is coming from or what is going on. All I do is get somebody on the table and I start to search around. Why? Because muscles tell a story, right? That's just what it comes down to. Muscles tell a story. Fascia tells a story. There is a grave difference between healthy fascia and muscle tissue and unhealthy fascia and muscle tissue. Unhealthy tissue, you are going to feel lumps, bumps, clumps. Okay, you're going to speed bumps and in the tissue, you're just going to be gliding along something and then there's going to be a badump. Okay, you can have sandy, gritty feeling in there. It can feel like a bunch of pebbles. It could be one very small lump or bump that maybe is the size of a quarter. Or I've felt bricks of adhesions in people's quads that are literally the size of an iPhone. Okay. Many times you can feel steel cables in there. It's just a very hard taut string. Other times, there will be several strings along the line. Okay. There are so many things, and this is what I started to find in not only myself, but back in 2005 when I started working on actual people. I would just search around in somebody's body and be like, what doesn't feel normal? I would find something that wasn't normal. Lo and behold, I would apply a little bit of pressure. It would start to dissolve, and then the person did not have the condition that was ailing them prior to getting on the table. So I just started to kind of be like, why isn't everybody doing this? Right? Like, why is this just not so prevalent everywhere? And pain is not this enigma where we just throw up our hands or shrug our shoulders and say, I don't know, I'm sorry. I guess you're just going to have to live with it. Right. So this gentleman comes in, and every time he squats, he has severe pinching in his hip up top. And I don't feel anything in my hip. I don't know what's going on. So I get him on the table and I start feeling around in the hip, couple of lymph nodes, nothing serious. Okay, I start working my way down in the quad, and I start to feel some tension at the top part of his quad, and it feels like a twig. It feels like a stick, like a guitar string, maybe about the width or the circumference, the diameter, I'm sorry, of a pencil. And I'm like, okay, here's a clue. So I start working my way down, and as I get closer and closer to this gentleman's knee, more specifically on the medial side, on the inside of the knee, this, pencil sized adhesion or tension line or cord starts to make its way into being much, much larger. Okay. And now it's sweeping like a good third of the quad. And I'm like, wow, this is really fascinating. So as I get down deeper and get closer to the knee, he starts to get a lot more pain. And guess what? The pain that he's feeling is actually now starting to go up in his hip. Okay. Now, when I look at this from a mechanistic standpoint, when you are squatting and you are descending into the squat, the fascia and the tissue, the muscle tissue has to expand. Now, if we have a gigantic adhesion very close to the knee and that tissue can't expand the way that it's supposed to as you are coming down, where is that tension going to be felt? Okay, it's not going to be felt where everything is all nice and tucked in and it's like the warm little center of the world and it's all protected. It's going to be felt where it's being taken from. It's going to be felt where it is being stolen from. And fascia, when adhesions and trigger points are created and these cords, okay, are created, fascia is being stolen into what I call the eternal black hole of pain. Okay, it just starts to get pulled and sucked into this area, and it'll just jumble all around itself and make this kind of, for lack of a better word, big pile of myofascial garbage. Okay, and all the body's trying to do is protect something. It's trying to protect you from something. All right. So this is exactly like when I tell people, okay, you're doing a rope climb. Even though you're hanging at the bottom of the rope, where is all the tension felt? You have a big, let's say a 225-pound person at the bottom of the rope, just hanging onto that rope for dear life. Where is all the tension being felt? It's being felt at the anchor point on the ceiling. Okay, even though there is not a load up there. There is no load up on the ceiling, but it's an anchor point. Okay. So the anchor point for your quadricep is going to be up somewhere on the hip. Okay. So he's pressing, doing all this stuff in the hip, but there's nothing in the hip. But that's where the pain is being felt. I come in and I listen to the story that the muscles and the fascia are telling me. And I get down into the close to that knee and this shouldn't be here. This doesn't feel right. And this is what you need to be doing in your own practice. All right. I'm not talking about, say you find something, oh, this doesn't really feel like it's supposed to be there. And you put like an ounce of pressure on there. All of a sudden you're like, you jump off. And it's so incredibly painful. That's what Thomas Myers calls, okay, the true definition of pain. Okay, the body's intention to move itself or remove itself. Okay, that means that it's either a lymph node, you hit a blood vessel, you hit directly on top of a nerve. Look, in 25 years of me doing mobility work, I have never once injured myself with a bar, with a back buddy, with a foam roller, with a ball, lacrosse ball, baseball, softball. I've never once injured myself. Okay. I have had clients get on something that felt squirrely and they immediately got off of it and they were totally fine. I've never had anybody get permanently injured by doing mobility work, but you will hear from really, really, I don't want to say ignorant, but I don't really have another word for it right now. You're going to hear it from ignorant practitioners that mobility work is dangerous. Okay. Especially when I was working for So Right, everybody was like, oh, you don't want to be pressing in here. The superior vena cava, you're going to die if you press into your abdomen. And I would just laugh and I would say, look, you have MMA athletes going into the octagon. You have kickboxing athletes going into the ring. And these guys and girls are getting kicked in the liver directly into an organ. Nobody's dying. Does it hurt? Do you get TKO'd? Sure. But nobody's dying. So if I put some controlled pressure in my abdomen, is it that dangerous? Absolutely not. But nobody wants you taking your own health in your hands because they want you paying them. Okay. And that's why I'm being more vocal on all my social media channels now, because enough is enough. We got Secretary Kennedy in office now, and, he's being loud as any of us. And I figure, hey, the time has come to get out here and educate people on what they can do for themselves. Because I'll tell you right now, the old paradigm is collapsing. All the, take this shot and that shot so you get better and you don't get this or you don't get that. I mean, guys, you can't tell me that it's all blowing up, right? So when you are doing your own soft tissue work, this is what you're searching for. You put a little pressure, you go into discovery mode. How does this feel? Okay, it's a little bit painful. All right, I feel it traveling now on the outside of my leg. That's where I feel the pain when I run. I get to the end of my run, and that's where I feel it sweeps, on the outside of my leg. Oh, it's getting a little bit more intense. Right now, it's like at a 6 or a 7, but I'm okay. My body isn't telling me that I need to move my leg. My body's just telling me, hey, whatever you're pressing on, that's uncomfortable. All right. So, long story short, I end up melting this adhesion over the course of an hour. And every 15, 20 minutes or so, I had him stand up. Hey, squat down. Are we on the right path? Does it feel better? Yes, it does. Okay, less pain than last time? Yes. What was it before? 8. What is it now? 5. Perfect. We are on the right path. Because there's a lot of times, I'll be honest, and when I'm in my discovery phase where I'm working on something, hey, get up, move your shoulder. Is it better? No. Okay, I'm off the mark. And that's exactly what I tell my client. Okay, I'm missing something. Get back on. Start doing my checks, looking in other areas. Okay, this is a little bit gnarly over here. Start working on it. 10, 15 minutes. Get things to melt and assimilate. Stand up. Stretch your arm. How does it feel now? Whoa, dude, like 30, 40% better and way more range of motion. That's it. Okay? Guys, you're not working with a Rubik's Cube here. Okay? And you are not stupid. Your body isn't stupid. I'm telling you right now, you hit directly on a nerve, you're not going to like how it feels, and your body is going to remove you from the so right, from the foam roller, from the back buddy, from the lacrosse ball. Your body is going to remove you. This is not something that you're going to sit there and breathe out or sit there and be like, oh, I wonder, is this really good for me? Then all of a sudden you pass out from lack of blood. It's not going to happen. You hit a carotid or something like that in your neck with the back buddy, or even if you're pressing in there with your finger. And what's going to happen is your body's going to reflexively move you away from the pain, reflexively move you away. Okay. It's just not the case. But, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this session of Tales from the Table today. That gentleman, by the way, one session and he was 100% after. Never came to see me ever again. Saw him doing CrossFit every single time. I was there on Thursdays. And he thanked me every time I saw him. Was super happy. Okay? So if you're dealing with something and you've seen everybody, you've done everything, you have been to the best practitioners in New York City, you've been to the best doctors in LA, you went to the best massage therapist in Miami, and you're still in pain, call up your buddy old CK. All right? Answer those 7 questions down below. Send them to my email. We'll hop on a call and see what I can do for you. All right. I hope everybody had a wonderful Halloween yesterday and have an amazing November coming up. My favorite time of year, as it is for most people. As always, love, light, and aloha.